Hello, welcome to the episode of the Game Theory Podcast. This is episode 81.1. Thanks for joining us for the news and reviews, guys. Really appreciate it. We're going to be talking about some of the news items, some of the big news items in the headlines for this week. So how you doing, David?
Pretty well. How's your week been?
Awesome. Very typical. Very atypical. I just got back from a convention of sorts that I did not plan to go to. So I had a friend from out of town, right? Bobby Fletcher, one of my buddies, and he came into town. There was some weird drama going on. I don't know. I don't follow all that. All of a sudden, he's just like, "Hey, can I come visit like next weekend?" And I'm like, "Man, sure, whatever. Yeah, of course." So he stops in. We have a good time, hanging out. Everything's great. And then I was like, and then everyone on Facebook starts checking at this convention in Memphis, and I'm like, "What? What is this? What's this all about?" And it was a American Atheist Convention, I guess. And so I don't really attend those things. So I was like, well, whatever. But everybody started checking in and stuff. All these people I know, and I was like, oh, dude, I want to go see some of my friends. Maybe we can plan on going up there. So we did. And
how far is Memphis from where you're at?
Just an hour and a half. So not bad at all.
Convenient.
Yeah. And apparently Bobby was going to go anyway. He had like a ticket bought for it. He's big into the whole atheist thing, whatever. But and he wasn't going to go because apparently like his hotel fell through or something. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, dude, let's go. So we went up there and it was a lot of fun. It was actually a blast. We basically just sat around in the lobby. We didn't like attend many of the things, but met some of the kind of famous people in that movement. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
Yeah, I saw some of your pictures that you upload. It looked like you were having a good time.
Indeed I was. Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and someone had heard of me, so it was kind of a big deal, I interacted with all my fan.
With all your fan? Well, I heard of you how, and why, and where?
I was just standing outside because there were some people just standing outside, I guess smoking, or previously they'd been smoking. There was no one smoking, but Bobby uses like a vapor thing, so I walked out there with him, trying to be a good friend. And we were talking for a little bit, and they were like, "Oh, I don't think I've met you," and I was like, Jeremiah Bean. I'm just friends with JT, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're the violence guy, right? You research violence?" And I was like, "Oh, yes!" And he was like, "Yeah, I've heard you on a couple podcasts. Yeah, you're a smart guy." I was like, oh, "Yeah, thank you." And then I became the fanboy of him because he was fanboying me. So it was cool.
Mutual fandom.
Mutual fan. Yeah, we didn't know who to. Yeah.
Can we leave reviews on each other's podcasts? You asked with delight.
Actually, there was a lot of shameless self-promotion. It was a little crazy. There's this one guy in particular. He was like 6'9", incredibly tall, but incredibly non-charismatic. There's a lot of people in that movement that are just cool people, just regular old people that are fun to talk to and all that. But there's also some weirdos. And this guy is one of them. He's like 6'9", painted his fingernails black, which whatever. If that makes you happy, do it. But he's also extremely awkward. And all of a sudden, he just like hands us this card with like a picture of his weird, awkward face on the front. Like it's just one. The card is just a big
it's
picture
just
of his
face.
Yeah, like imagine someone who's like kind of scruffy looking and like
like a nerve herder.
Yeah, you're worrying about this guy's 6'9", he's probably like 19 years old, so he's struggling with the whole hormone thing. There's he's got some complexion issues, and his hair wasn't done, and he's just got these glasses that aren't even pulled all the way up to his face. They're kind of like seated down a little, like they kind of slid down over time. And it's just this card. I'm like, the is this? And then I turn it over and it just says like it's him like youtube.com/whatever, twitter.com/whatever, blank@gmail.com. This guy's, and that's all it was. And I was like, what do you do? What is this? What is the point of this? And he's like commentary and stuff about atheist stuff. And I was like, I'm not gonna tune in. I'm not gonna tune into that. That's not fun. You're not even entertaining to talk to.
I'm not sold. Also, YouTube is a strange choice. Maybe podcasting is more.
Yeah, you've got a face for radio, son. That's why I do podcasting.
Exactly.
It was pretty fun, but and last thing to report on that's relevant to the Game Theory podcast is while we're on JT, like he's like a celebrity, man, like in that whole movement. But which is weird because we grew up with this guy. He's a normal dude, really nice, just a cool guy. But we get up like when we got there, people were like, "Oh, can you sign this for me? Can I take pictures?" And he's like, I was like, "What? What?" He's like a big deal. And people are like, "Hey, will you sit with us at least sometime in the future?" And I'm like, wow, like just because I was his friend, I was like a pseudo celebrity. And they're like, "Oh wow, are you in the movement?" I'm like, "No, I'm not, but that's cool. Like that's awesome." And like I guess it wasn't a big deal for me, but Anyway, a lot of fun. Just a lot of great people. A lot of fun to be had. Lot of bad reactions. A lot of bad reactions because, the dude was like the main guy. I guess his name is Dave Silverman. Have you ever heard of that guy?
Yeah, he's the president of American Atheists.
Yeah, okay, so he's a big deal. Got a chance to talk to him for a while, and he what he said was, a lot of these people get bad raps. They're just normal ass people like anyone else. They just don't believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not trying to do anything weird. He's like, let's just put on these green shirts. They have these green shirts if you buy into it, and it says American Atheist on it basically. And he said to go out to Beale Street and just kind of be nice, tipped well, smile at people, maybe get a better kind of face on the movement, I guess. So I went out with a bunch of dudes. I didn't have a shirt, but I hung out with them, and people were awful. People were awful, like life-changingly awful. Like I felt sorry for everyone in my group and myself because I got lumped in as well. It was horrible. People were like, "We're Christians," shouting at us. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then this one guy pulled his children behind him and stared at us. Like these old people, when we walked out, they're like, "Hey," and they looked down at a couple people's shirts and they did a disgust face. They were, and I was like, oh, come on, these are nice people. They just don't happen to believe the same way you do.
They're all shouting,
What?
"We believe in unconditional love, just like Christ, assholes!"
No, there was protests. The city, questionable legal problem here, where the city there's a baseball stadium right next door, and literally right next door. You have to cross the street and you will touch the sign to the baseball stadium, and it had on their marquee, all they had was Memphis exalts Jesus. And I was like, good, yeah, I'm glad you do that, but that's pretty shitty. Because that's where all the protests were, and there's cops all on their side of the road, not on the atheist folks' side, on the Christian side, which I was like, that doesn't bode well for those folks. And I'm not saying Christians are like this. I don't believe that. I just these particular
sometimes, like a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, for the people who happen to be out on Beale Street, we got a lot of nasty looks, but it was crazy, man. It was eye-opening to me. I was like, these guys are just trying to be out there and have fun and literally spread a positive influence, right? Just be like, hey, we're normal people who like to have fun like everyone else. But anyway, a weird situation. Not to get too religious. That's for the other podcast. I just that was my weekend. JT.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, it was insane. Anyway, whatever. The point is, JT was up on stage at one point, and he got to interview the Mystery Science Theater 3000 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those guys were there, the guys who started it and did the voices and stuff. So any of the fans out there, it was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool. JT's a huge fan of that.
He was a huge fanboy. It was a lot of fun, but one of the he was like, I'm gonna find a way to plug you, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely do that, because it was for a podcast, a big one. And as he's talking, he's like, so you guys did a lot of movies and things, and we've got one of the hosts of one of the largest video this is not true, one of the largest and best video game podcasts on the internet, the Game Theory podcast. You guys did video games, right? And that's how
that was so subtle.
Yeah, and I was like, I just messaged him while he was doing the show. I was like, awesome, dude, you're fucking awesome, and it was epic. So shout out to JT for that shout out to us. So anyway, and we got some Twitter activity and stuff, and people followed us. So I'm sure it'll reflect in the downloads. It was pretty hilarious.
That's fun. That's cool.
Yeah. But other than that, I had a blast, man. It was a good time. Got to hang out with some friends. Hung out with some, I guess, internet famous people on that side of things. The atheist folks. They're good people. They didn't need any babies, so that was good.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what you were eating the whole time?
I most certainly did not. That's true. But yeah, it was good times. We got some pictures with some people, but a lot of people fanboying like crazy. I don't that's not my. I don't know, man. It was good. It was very cool. A lot of fun. Good people.
I think everyone will fanboy in the right circumstances. If Nathan Fillion walked in there, I would have been begging for an autograph.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. It was just not my.
Not your flavor.
Yeah, but good people.
I saw that too. JT came out to the Springs a few months ago, where I live, and I was like, yeah, I'll put you up. So I just, he slept here, and then I drove him to he was giving a speech at some college, and yeah, you could just kind of see people like, oh, JT, so how long have you known JT? They're all excited to see him. It's kind of funny. It's not part of a world that we know about with him. He's just the guy from school that we grew up with.
Yeah.
He's got quite the following in that subset.
He does, yeah. It was crazy, but anyway, yeah. So that's what's been going on my week. What about you, dude?
Oh, not much. I've just been taking it easy. It's springtime. We're back in business as far as School goes, we got another 6 weeks till summer vacation, and then it's smooth sailing for 3 months.
That's awesome, man. I can't believe you get a big old break. Do you know what you're gonna do with your summer?
I don't know. I might go to Utah, hang out with my cousin for a while. He's looking for a part-time roommate possibly during the summer, so keep him company.
Wow.
Been looking at prices to get a ticket to go to Korea. Might go visit my old stomping grounds there. I just got time to kill, and I'm being paid for not doing anything, so might as well have some fun.
That's crazy, man. I hate you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not paid a lot. I'm still making less than 30K a year, so don't get too jealous.
Man, you gonna come visit down here?
Yeah, I might. Thinking about going back down to Arkansas and then see if I can cajole Tim or JT into another Atlanta trip. I know JT's wanting to hit the medieval times down there in Georgia, so we might use you as a base again.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. We've got an extra room here, but anyway, the viewers don't really care about that. So I will. We can transition if you want
News.
to the news.
Yes.
All right, this is the news section where we talk about some of the things that were in the news. First line of business. What do you got, man?
Well, first line of business for me is that mad MOBA money.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah, so $501 million is how much they're projecting MOBAs are going to earn this year. And
Wow.
that's more than $499 million from MMORPGs and $237 million from shooters. So they're going to be the most lucrative genre in video games this year.
And wasn't that genre? Wasn't that money like only from our country? Like only like in the U.S.?
Yeah, just the U.S. Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Like that's like affect the GDP insane, right? Like.
Yeah, like that's a lot of MOBA money, which who would have thought?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've been suckered into buying some stuff, dude.
Yeah, but remember back when it was like, man, is anything going to defeat WoW? I don't know. MMOs are the way to go, and they seem like they're on their way out. It's going to be all MOBAs now. Did you see that new one that DC Comics has made or just made? They just released.
Oh, Infinite Crisis. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's just a MOBA, but
Yeah.
you're playing like variations on different DC characters. Like there's Batman, and there's Steampunk Batman, and there's Batman, but he's a vampire now, and like they just have like different twists on all the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, if that's a great idea. Like Marvel should do that.
Yeah, I think Marvel went the wrong way. They made that Diablo clone. They're like, yeah, everyone loves Diablo, right? That's like the new big thing.
Yeah. It was like point and click adventures.
Yeah.
Didn't work out so well, but man, it sounds like MOBAs are. I mean, I mean, everyone kind of knew, I guess, that it was a big deal, but considering the low price point on developing these things, that's insane. And that these, it's not a one-time buy. It's not like you made $501 million in 1 year and then, or in 1 year and then it's done.
Oh yeah,
probably
people are constantly buying skins. Like, what's the cost to make a skin versus how much money they bring in? It just seems incredibly profitable.
Yeah, insane, man. I wonder what the numbers look like across different MOBAs. Like, what's the fastest growing? What's the biggest, the Titan? I'd imagine League of Legends, right?
Yeah, I'm sure League of Legends is the elephant in the room right now.
Yeah.
The 900-pound gorilla, as they say.
No, I don't know. I mean, I guess MOBAs are fun. I enjoy myself, so good for them. And man, we've had a long era of FPSs. Let's be honest about that. It's been insane how often those have been sold and replicated and re-replicated across the nation. So anyway, well, cool. My news item. This is right up your alley. So I wonder if this is something you already planned on talking about. Did you hear about the how you can get skins now for Smash Brothers? They're going to be available soon.
Skins?
Yeah, for your little Miis.
Oh, yeah, like little costumes for them?
Yeah, you can get little Mii fighter outfits. They're going to go on sale soon.
Oh my god. I'm just going to give all my paychecks direct deposit to Nintendo.
They're insane. And they're doing kind of like a Dota did, where they're piecemealing the parts. So, like, for example, you can get like a little Smash Brothers shirt, where it has the two flames, horizontal and perpendicular, perpendicular, I guess, and vertical, and the little flames, and you could put that shirt on your little dude, and it's 69 cents on the 3DS and the Wii U, or 69. I think it's euros, but 0.69 euros, but you get the idea. It's
about $1.
Yeah, it's that small pricing, like like Dota does, rather than the
Yeah.
larger like whole outfit sales that like someone like Here's the Storm does. But you can buy like Link's cap, the Majora mask, Mega Man's helmet plus his armor for your little dude, Proto Man,
That's cool.
like monkey suits, just all kinds of things. And they sell them in bundles too, so you can kind of like as birthday presents or whatever you want to do. So they're jumping on this piecemeal thing as well. So crazy, it's so widespread. But I pimp out my little me. That's be sweet.
Yeah.
Mega Man outfit. He's awesome.
Well, as long as we're talking about Nintendo did a direct announcement in 2015, which is where a lot of the stories are coming from. One thing that's cool that they're doing, speaking of Smash Brothers, is that they have a thing where you can vote on the next Smash Brothers characters you want to see. So, like, people have been talking like Ice Climbers, Waluigi. A lot of people have been campaigning for Goku from Dragon Ball Z to get into the game. So you just log into the Smash Brothers website and vote, and bada bing, bada boom.
So, do you know who's like on top right now? Do they have like a poll?
There's a big. I don't know if there's a poll, but there's a big fan push for Ridley from Metroid as a playable character.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be totally fun. They did announce that Lucas is coming back, so he'll be coming out, and also Mewtwo. So that confirms, like we'd speculated, they do like downloadable content, extra characters. There's 50 characters in Smash Bros. Right now, but they're like, well, it'd be easy just to be able to release more characters the way MOBAs do, and it looks like they're gonna go that way with Lucas coming out and then voting for new characters. So more things to come in Smash Brothers.
Cool. Yeah, well, good. I mean, Smash Brothers, that thing's not going away for a while, and they need to milk it apparently because the developers kind of walking away from the project, maybe indefinitely. So that's makes sense. Gotta milk it for what it's worth.
Yeah, just make it, instead of making a new game, just keep expanding on the one they have.
Yeah. But okay, this one is also something up your alley. Did you hear about you were talking about playing Monster Hunter 4 with your brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys still play that?
Yeah, we play about once a week.
Well, you may be excited to hear that there's a DLC coming for it. Did you hear about this?
Oh yeah, I already downloaded it, the April DLC with the Mega Man costume and Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, what the hell is that? So you're out monster hunting as like Mario and Sonic and stuff?
Well, you can dress up. You have these little cats that follow you around and help you hunt, and you get little outfits for them. You can dress them up as like Mario or Luigi or Mega Man. It's freaking sweet. And one thing that Monster Hunter always has done well is every month on I think it's the 5th day of the month, every month, they will release free downloadable content with stuff like this. So I've gotten tons of DLC from them. It's all been free. It's just fun. It keeps the game growing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, man, I used to be kind of mixed about this DLC thing, but I'm starting to get, starting to be pretty cool with it because I like it. It adds freshness,
It adds the longevity of the game.
I know, hell, I just went and, while I was at this convention, went out to eat with, my friends that are there, and we went to Flying Saucer, which is like has 100 beers on tap. Amazing. Good place, good food, great atmosphere, a lot of fun. But I spent probably like $40 or something, right? Like on one night with my friends. So it's hard to like come down too hard on DLCs, nickel and diming me whenever you get like extra ranch and they charge you 25 cents.
Yeah, if you've got disposable income, like it's fun. Now they also announced that they're bringing N64 and Nintendo DS games to the Wii U Virtual Console. So Super Mario 64, Yoshi's Island DS are coming out. Lots of these old classic games, you can play them again on the Wii U. But the really big exciting thing from that announcement was Attack on Titan. The 3DS game is coming out in America in May.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
thank you. What is with Japan thinking we don't like anime? Like, what the hell?
Well, especially this one. This was a huge success internationally. Yeah. So they're actually localizing it for Western audiences. It's going to be available to download off the Nintendo eShop in May, and they're also making it so you can download the first 2 episodes of the anime to your 3DS if you don't know what Attack on Titan is. It's kind of like, well,
sweet.
Watch a couple episodes and see if you want to play it. And it's going to have online co-op. So like my brother and I can just get online, hunt a Titan together. It's going to be so fun.
That's disgusting. That might be a console seller for me.
Yeah, you might break down and get a 3DS.
Yes, that's amazing. I love that anime. Like I'm not like a lot of our listeners, we're suggesting animes and they're like legit, like fans. They know all the stuff. I'm like a white belt in an anime, like I've seen the kind of some of the famous ones and that's about it. Like and I'm a fan, but when I get too deep into it, like I'm like, this is a little too anime for me and I haven't quite got there, but every day I get a little closer, but this is one of those that even to someone like me, who I'm not their maybe main audience, it just totally sold. It's awesome. Attack on Titan's so good.
And from
But
seeing the gameplay trailer, it looks like a lot of fun. You're just like zipping around. It's a 3DS, and you're using the 3D maneuverability gear, so you've got the extra 3D, like zipping around, like attacking Titans in the nape of their neck as you do. I'm
what was
looking
it called?
forward to this.
Omnidirectional gear or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, much less cool than that. I should have done mine first. I was just gonna the last one I was gonna say that Mortal Kombat 10 is coming out. Were you ever a fan of Mortal Kombat?
Not really, no.
Oh, then
I
you're dumb.
the I just don't like overly complex finishers and combos where it's like rotate forward, down, down, up, slash, light punch, kick. Oh, you pulled it off 1 out of 20 times that you tried. Maybe I just suck at them, but they seem overly complex as far as like the payoff for what you get for the button combinations.
Okay, yeah. Like, do you mean the finishing moves?
Yeah, the fatalities, babalities, friendships. Like the normal combos, they're just your standard like roll forward punch. I can handle that. That's just like what Street Fighter does. But the finishers always seemed way too complicated for the payoff.
Yeah, especially like man, Liu Kang in the original one, you had to like circle around, including up, all the way up, and then whenever you got to down again, you pressed I think the kick button and you turn into a dragon, and that's awesome. But I'd always jump every time.
Yeah,
Hated
and you always look like you always look and feel like an idiot because your character is just kind of like
it. Yeah,
bouncing up and down and like kind of like stutter stepping, and then you're like, no, come on, do it.
Yeah, I wish you could like hit a button to like pause all input to your character and then let you do the sequence and then unpause it and and see if you executed it.
Or the fight's already over. Why not just make like 3 buttons and each one is a different cool finisher? Like you earned it, man. You just won the fight. Stop making me play your little like Dance Dance Revolution mini game before I can see something awesome.
Yeah, I guess so. I always used to get a lot of thrill though out of memorizing those and then finally pulling them off. Especially like it's almost like an extra, fuck you basically to the enemy because you're like and then they also pull off the fatality and you're like god dang it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Goro is coming out, which I guess that doesn't mean anything to you, but to any of the fans, he was the original.
Yeah, he's
like,
the four-armed guy.
Yeah, he's like the lieutenant kind of.
I remember seeing him get punched in the nuts in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh god, yeah.
That's like my biggest memory of Goro.
Goro he's just a beast, man. He's like half dragon, half man, I think. And so like he spits fire. He has like 4 arms, and I like him because he's like Edge, because he's just a beast. But anyway, yeah, he came out. It's a pretty badass little trailer. You guys can look it up on YouTube. A lot of fun if you played some of the original ones or you're a current fan. But yeah, that was something that caught my eye, and I definitely want to address you guys and send you guys over there if you haven't seen it yet. So.
Couple more stories from me. They announced a new Fire Emblem game.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be pretty awesome. So like the last Fire Emblem Awakening, you can make your own character. This next one that's coming out, you get to create your custom character as the star of the story, but also you get to choose, like your choices become a huge thing. So you get to choose between 2 factions to fight for, resulting in like 2 entirely different campaigns to experience, depending on what choices you make.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really putting like Fire Emblem used to be like about Ike or Marth or Chrom, and then you were like at best like an advisor that was kind of a tertiary kind of audience insert character that didn't have much effect on the plot. But lately they're making you more and more like center stage, which is cool. So that game was announced, but also for the Wii U, they're making a Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem like crossover. That just looks great. Like Shin Megami Tensei is this really popular kind of Japanese RPG series franchise. It takes place in modern times, and they're combining that with Fire Emblem. They have like a modern day like Tokyo Fire Emblem where everything's all like kind of futuristic and awesome looking. It looks really fun.
What the hell? That's awesome. Why did I not hear about this?
Yeah, they're like flying around on like holographic Pegasi and stuff. It just looks so sweet, like so quintessentially Japanese. Like you can recognize like places in Tokyo like Shibuya, and they're fighting these epic battles on there. Like it looks like a really cool crossover. You know, Hyrule Warriors was a crossover between Dynasty Warriors and Zelda, so they seem to be having success with that. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool. I like the cool thing about like little turn-based strategies like that is they really lend themselves to all kinds of things. Like RPGs, tabletop RPGs, it's difficult to work like weapons into them. I see a lot of variability in how different systems approach guns because to make other things somehow valuable or viable. Things like first-person shooter is a really good platform. You can do almost anything with if it's combat. And then another one is turn-based. Like I've played like Shadowrun, with like weird futuristic and magic and shamans and all kinds of things. I've played like old medieval type fantasy and then futuristic. Just man, I love that platform. So cool. Love myself some turn-based. But anyway, well, cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Couple more stories. Square Enix just released a line of variant Star Wars figures that look awesome. Did you see those?
Yeah.
It's like a Vader, Boba Fett, a Stormtrooper, but they're all kind of given the Final Fantasy kind of aesthetic treatment. They look really cool.
They really do, man.
They're going to be about $100 each, and that's almost worth it to me to have. Like the detail on these looks amazing.
I know, yeah. I don't even buy many. If I'm about maybe like one figurine, two, but I was looking at this because it looks badass.
Yeah. And then the last kind of cool thing on April Fool's Day, April Fool's has become like the unofficial internet holiday for like random weird stuff to happen on websites, and Google never fails to disappoint, or never fails to not to disappoint. It's a lot of negatives in one sentence, but basically Google does a lot of awesome things on April Fool's Day traditionally, and this time they had Google Maps set up with a Pac-Man mode where you like all the roads turn into little like maze corridors, and you play Pac-Man running around escaping ghosts down like the streets you live on.
Ugh, awesome.
Did you see that?
No, I missed it.
Oh man, I Pac-Maned my way through my neighborhood. It was fun. Because, like, the roads are already kind of in a weird grid system, so just, like, turn that into a map, put dots on it, put some ghosts in there, and suddenly you're playing Pac-Man.
That's awesome. No, I missed that. I saw the Heroes of the Storm, they had big heads, which, I don't know. I guess that was cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was like, okay, cool. That's fun. Doesn't affect gameplay. I guess that's, otherwise people might get upset. But, yeah, that was good.
They brought back the Earth mode on League of Legends, which it's like this kind of joke mode they did last year where basically it makes everything more fun. Like everyone does more damage, healing is better, everyone's faster. It's just like a kind of, remember that our League of Legends episode, a lot of the problems we had with League of Legends, Earth mode is like this like crazy mode that fixes all that. It's like either unlimited mana or you don't run out of mana as fast, but basically just makes it a lot more like fast-paced and like intense. And it became like, last year it became the most popular mode. Like people really like rioted when they took it down.
Well, good thing they brought it back then.
Yep, they brought it back.
Well, cool. All right. Well, I guess we can transition on then to gaming experiences. All right, welcome to Gaming Experiences, where we talk about the games that we have played this week. So,
games we have experienced.
We have experienced, yes. Our experiences with games, even. So, what about you? This is your first week back, right?
Yeah. I've been playing, all the old classics. I'm juggling about 5 games right now. So I'm playing Binary Domain. I'm playing Sonic Generations. Just, by the way, I need to start streaming Sonic Generations just so the people who were offended by our last episode can see what I'm talking about. With the idea that like play control suffers when you have high-speed Sonic games.
Okay.
Because it looks awesome until you just like run off into the distance and die for no reason, or just miss a jump and die, or get hit by something that you had no chance of dodging because it came up on the screen so fast. So it's a lot of fun. You'll hear me get super frustrated with that game. But okay, so yesterday I log into Club Nintendo. Club Nintendo, we talked about, is like their loyalty program they had for a long time. It's actually going disappearing this summer. So I was like, I'm gonna log in and see if there's anything I've missed on it. And it turns out, for being a gold member, which just means I accumulated X number of points while it was going on, they were like, hey, we have a free gift for you. It's called Advance Wars. And I was like, Advance Wars? So I downloaded it. It was a pretty popular game back in 2001 on the Game Boy Advance. And it's a turn-based strategy game like Fire Emblem, but you are controlling tanks and helicopters and jets and anti-aircraft missiles, and it's really complicated because everything's like good against some things and not good against other things. So it's a lot of fun. I can see why it was a well-received game. Like, I'm going through the tutorials right now, but it's very much like a sort of really complex Fire Emblem.
Huh. Okay. Wow, and you get them for free?
Yeah. If I had been a platinum member, which I was about 20 points shy of, I would have gotten a free like AAA title like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze or Harvest Moon or Animal Farm, like Animal Crossing, like one of the ones that are on sale right now, like for $50. I would have gotten for free, but I was just gold, so I got like an older game for free. But still, it was fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Huh. That's awesome. Okay. But that's going away now, huh?
Yeah, sadly, it's going. They're taking it down in the summer. So I wish I'd known about it sooner. I would have been taking more advantage of the Club Nintendo benefits. Like back before Smash Brothers came out, all the platinum members got like a free demo version of it to play for as long as they wanted. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It seems like they're always throwing little random cool stuff at you.
Huh. That's awesome. Well, I had a little nostalgia on my own part. Speaking of Sonic, I had Bobby over, and one of the games that we used to play at LAN parties all the time was Azure Tower Defense. Remember that game?
Yeah, Warcraft 3 mod.
Yeah, Warcraft 3 mod. Well, I was gonna get it all set up, but then I was like, nah, I think you get tired, and then we just did something different. So I ended up playing just the old campaign. That does not hold up well over time at all. The gameplay is pretty shitty. Like, I don't know, man. Like, people get pacing now. We get it, Like, whenever you go in jungle, basically, in League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm or something, or whatever, you go kill like creeps. It takes forever, right? That's not fun. It's like not a fun part of the game. That's Warcraft 3 basically, except occasional fights, and the fights, like, you feel like, remember, your footmen have so much health, and like your little grunts, your little front meat shield, and then your DPS does not do enough DPS to do anything fun. There's no, like, one thing Blizzard said they found out, and a lot of games I think are figuring this out, that movement mechanics are fun, like when teleports, slides,
right.
Leaps, things like that make it fun and dynamic, and it keeps you on the edge of your feet because you're like, oh, is his refresh up? Does he have that cooldown up? Like, it's fun to watch, it's fun to play because it can give you like some tools that your opponent may not be ready for, right? Or that they have to constantly consider. Game changers, basically, and that game had none of those. You can't slide forward with your footman or your hero, right? Like,
yeah,
it's so boring.
Footmen had like slow and then super slow if they put their shields up. Those were their two speeds.
Yeah, and I even was curious. I was like, maybe I'm just bad at this game, which I guarantee I am, as far as like competitive level. So I went and looked at some old competitive things. Nope, still bad. I mean, they do cool things with their micro, like like surround someone with their footman slowly by stutter stepping on, just little things like that. But just overall, not fun. There's nothing exciting about it. Like, I think gaming has come a long way, and people understand like kind of how to make a battle fun and exciting.
It's hard to go back once you've gone forward. I remember having a lot of fun with Warcraft 3, but probably wouldn't have as much fun now.
No, yeah, it's weird, and it penalized you for getting bigger armies, by like having this upkeep, amount that you had to pay.
Yeah, I remember the upkeep.
And that was, so you end up like, you're trying to max everything right at the top of the mid upkeep, but then you don't have enough variance in your army to make it interesting because you really need a lot of core units to make your supplemental units, like your casters, worthwhile. Otherwise, if you got like one footman and one DPS guy, and then you got one or like three casters, you're screwed. You can't do anything. So like, it was just fun to see like how far gaming has come as far as like combat goes. Combat in an RTS or any kind of game where you control the a number of people. Like, I mean, you watch like something like a fighting game, like Marvel vs. Capcom. That's just crazy dynamic. You don't even want to look away because you're seeing all these moves, how they're chaining them together. That's fun. This Warcraft 3 was not fun. Like, going back to it, I had fun playing it back in the day. I mean, I played it, on Battle.net ladder and stuff. I loved it, but no, man. Like, now, I couldn't even get to the first level. I played some multiplayer too. Bad. It's not fun.
Too bad.
Yeah. So yeah, my advice: don't go back and play it. Let the nostalgia just like seep in your brain, like it was
Let
awesome.
the rose-colored glasses stay on.
Yeah, because that was a big one for me. I loved Warcraft back in the day.
Yeah, the story was fun. The campaign mode where you got to play as each faction in turn.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'll just leave that one to my memory then.
You most definitely should. But yeah, did you play any other games?
Just the normal Motley Crew. Just been I kind of like just I've got like 6 or 7 games I'm trying to play at the same time right now. So and that time travel game I was playing it just came out with a new episode, so I've got to go back and play that one as well.
Oh, the second episode?
Yeah.
Ugh, man, I need to play that. I need to play Game of Thrones. I need to play. I haven't played Tales from Borderland. I just got invited to the Legacy of the Void beta for StarCraft 2. Want to play that? Man, so many games, dude. So many games. I remember this last year. Remember, like when summer's coming up and you're just like,
yeah,
uh-oh.
and all these games
April
are coming
hits.
out.
Yeah, and then Steam Summer Sale is gonna come out, and like Square has, Sony has sales like that. Xbox Live has sales during the summer. Everybody goes nuts, dude. It's just a game
Batman
of paradise.
Arkham Knight's coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm buying that. That is going to get bought. I love those games. I
Yeah,
wonder if there's any.
one more.
If you're a
on the
listener and you don't like that game, I actually want to hear why. Like I don't. I feel like it has universal appeal. It's just so fun to be Batman, like crawling around using his gadgets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Freaking love that game. We had a Batman episode where I essentially tore apart Batman as a psychotic anti-hero, and I still love that game.
yeah, it's so good. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me too. I played the Motley Crew, some heroes and stuff. Stayed on top of that. Try to play StarCraft 2. My login crap keeps messing up. I don't know, man. It's horrible. And I even went back and played a little Diablo. Because I never played the Demon Hunter. Like the one that shoots with crossbows.
Yeah.
And started playing it. But man, that thing's a time sink. It's such a time sink.
Yeah.
Running around.
I never did finish Diablo. I always get to like the desert level and I just kind of lose interest on the story and stop playing.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad, man. This one has fun fights. It really does. Like Asmodan is a good fight when you fight against him. Diablo is a fun fight. It's like the female Diablo, and she's fast and like you just not as like big and clunky.
Mm-hmm.
But that game I had a lot of fun with, and like the motif and you go into heaven, like that's badass. I don't know. That game was fun with a group of people. I definitely recommend playing it if you can stand the click 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 kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
and I do not recommend it. I bought that like 2 weeks after you guys got it. Me and JT bought it, and then you guys were all done with it by the time we got it. You're like, it's been 2 weeks, we're sick of it. So it's just like JT and I clunking around. We're like, this is not fun. We just wasted a lot of money, and he still holds that over my head to this day. He always like points out. He's like, remember that time you talked me into buying that Diablo 3 game so you'd have someone to play with? I'm like, I'm sorry. Jeremiah and Bobby were playing it. It looked like they were having fun.
that was a snowball of mistakes. Like what happened was, like Mike in the middle of the night buys it. He's like, yeah, I may have been drinking a little bit of scotch, and I just bought it because it's a good, like I like Diablo 2, and I was like, okay, well, fair enough, you like Diablo 2. I liked it for a little bit as a LAN party game, but I never played it. Or I beat it because I feel like I had to as a gamer, but yeah, I didn't love it. And then yeah, but then another of my friends buys it who works over Blizzard, and I was like, oh shoot, okay. And then like 2 more of my friends buy it, and I'm like, all right, fine. If we got a full party, I'll buy it. So like one night I just bought it and then I was like, that was a mistake. And then you buy, and then Tim buys it, or whoever did, and then you buy it, and JT buys it. It's just a series of bad mistakes, or bad decisions.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. And by the time it was like a week later, and by the time JT and I got in there, nobody was playing it anymore. We're like, yeah, we're done. It's like, oh, yeah. Awesome, cool. Well, JT, I'm sorry, and that's why I've never beaten it. Basically, all my friends had already beaten it by that point, and nobody thought it was fun enough to play through a second time.
It sucks, man. That's I love Tyrael, and that's one of the in this game. He's such a badass. So, anyway, yeah. If you want to hear more about that, though, we have an episode on that. Was it Diablo and Christian iconography? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyway, well, cool. I guess we can move on to our in-depth analysis section, which we will be transitioning to another hangout. So for our live viewers, we will repost in a second. And everyone else, just hang on, and the podcast will transition soon. So see you there.